So this is my continuation video of my reaction to Night of Champions 2014. Um, with the equipment I'm using, I'm only allowed a certain amount of time to get my video done, if that makes any sense. It's basically the webcam that's installed on this computer. Excuse me. And the thing, and basically, if I go over 15 minutes, it doesn't want to send it to YouTube for some reason. But anyway, I had to end abruptly, but I wanted to go into greater detail as to how the ending could have been much better. Basically, what happened, and I couldn't go into this in great detail in my reaction video, was that I'm just gonna mute Rewrapped because I can watch it later on Fios. Anyway, it could have been so much better. The ending. The rest of the night was good. I also didn't go into about Mark Henry, but in my opinion, um, the match wasn't good. Uh, Hopefully they feed Rusev to Cena soon. That's all I've got to say. That is all I have got to say. They need to feed him to him soon. This overly patriotic stuff's getting kind of old. Um, yeah. But yeah, the ending. Oh my gosh! Like, first of all, whatever buildup they did for Brock for taking the streak away from Undertaker, they destroyed last night. They completely destroyed it. Why? Because we have to appease. They have to spoon feed us John Cena. Now it's no secret that anyone who's followed these videos that I do, excuse me, they know that I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Cena. I have never claimed to be a massive fan of Cena. At first, I was kind of in that corner because it was the new, it was like the new flavor ice cream. He was the new kid on the block. There was a lot of intrigue. But as time went on, I realized there was really no variation in character. So, not to mention, I don't feel that he's very entertaining in the ring. He's hurting the business. He's pretty much numbing it, really. He's hurting anybody coming up with talent because Vince has to live vicariously through Cena, and he's made that point known many a times. He Cena is his go-to guy. He wants to book Cena as much as possible. Cena sells merchandise. That's why Cena is the WWE's main go-to guy. They do not want to give us anyone else. They'll give the real hardcore fans scraps every now and again, like at pay-per-views, and then they'll occasionally throw a decent match at us once every couple of weeks. But the fact is that we're getting the same crap with this guy, and we've been getting it for over 10 years now. And again, I wasn't a huge fan of his character, but there was a lot to like about Cena in like the first 2-3 years that he was relevant. But for me, it's like his character could have had so much more going for him after he won the title for the very first time at WrestleMania against JBL. Like, it could have been so much more. It really could have been. But they decided to stick with the same character, which is a mesh of different characters. Like, is he supposed to be a boxer or something like that? Which doesn't make sense because he said very adamantly that he doesn't respect that kind of business. Is he military? Which he isn't, and to my knowledge, he's never served. And again, I if he has, all the more power to him. But you know, I'm pretty sure people who serve don't whine about not winning championships or anything like that. They just shut up and do. But yeah, don't take that out of context. But oh, Make a Wish. Look. The simple fact is this: anyone that likes this guy based on the fact that he does things for the military, he supports the troops, Make a Wish, he's the hero, he's the underdog, he's a positive inspiration. This is all story. This is supposed to represent wrestling, and I know. And at one point, I'm pretty sure people who are watching this are all like, well, you don't understand. It's a show. It's entertainment. You're right. It is entertainment. But I want to be truly invested in this. Like, it's sad when I go on the WWE network just to watch WCW and ECW. Like, it's sad that when I want to get my fix on wrestling, I have to go on YouTube and look up other promotions. Like, I get invites to go to 2CW shows in New York all the time. I get links to ROH, New Japan, and all kinds of other promotions. But I want WWE to be good because that and WCW are what I had growing up, and it holds a special place in my heart. I want it to be good. John Cena is the exact opposite to that, in my opinion. He's he's there for the kids, and he doesn't wish to cater to the hardcore market. He refers to his fans as internet fans. I don't agree with that whatsoever. Um, I personally find him very boring watching the ring. I love it. I love arguing with his fans about how they would go on and say how he's such a great wrestler. I have to disagree. I have to. He's so top heavy that many people have almost hurt themselves trying to do moves because this muscle bound sucker of all talent, he does he just botches everything. And for someone who's so athletically superior, explain to me why he spends 75% of the match getting his butt kicked. Explain that one to me. I can't get behind the guy. Positive one or not, I don't watch WWE. I don't watch Raw because I want to be inspired that this guy does Make-A-Wish. I'm the kind of person where it's like, yes, I acknowledge the fact that there are these charities that exist. I acknowledge the fact that the military exists. You don't need to parade your personal triumphs within these charities and kind of throw it in our faces to make it sound like, oh well, we're doing this and I'm doing it for the right reasons, the troops and the kids. I'm trying to be inspiring. Yes. It's like that's fantastic, but those kind of things are supposed to bring humility, something he doesn't really know that much about. But anyway, one of the a small package version of why I dislike Cena. But the reason that the Night of Champions could have been so much better was that they build up Lesnar to be a beast. Last year SummerSlam, him and Punk had an outstanding match. And they ended up having Lesnar go over with an F5 on Punk onto a chair. And I was like, wow, that was a good match. It was so good that my brother, who is also a wrestling fan, but he's a lot more critical of wrestling, he even was invested in that match and he thought it was decent. And then in Royal Rumble this year, he destroyed the Big Show. WrestleMania, he ended the streak. SummerSlam, he destroyed Cena and won the title. And pretty much up until that point, he was unstoppable. And then Night of Champions came, and then I don't know what happened. John went to Vince, and he was trying to flex that creative muscle, and he was like, "Oh, I can't let the kids down and the troops. I can't do it. No, they need me. Yeah, they need you. Like, I need a reason to start watching The View. It's pointless. That was a stupid joke. Moving on. They could have done it so much better. But no, of course, the sucker of talent has to have it his way, and because Vince has to live vicariously through Cena, and if you don't believe that he has, just go over the last 10 years of wrestling, and look at how much they protect him. Watch how many people they will actually feed to Cena, so Cena can go over on them, just to get some kind of positive feedback. They had to do it tonight on Raw with Ambrose. They had to put him with Dean Ambrose just to have him get a positive reaction. That's what I mean. He is the sucker of talent. And that's what happened at Night of Champions. The match was decent. I liked how they were setting the thing up kind of like an MMA or a boxing fight. I'm like, that's really cool. Like number of number of minutes on offense from both people, number of punches thrown, number of suplexes, and I was like, wow, that's really really cool. I'm like, they should do that a little more often, and that's really neat. Um, but and in the match, Cena did put up more of a fight, which where everyone was expecting to do. But it was just the fact that it was just, oh my god, it was just four AAs. Come on, really? Just to prove a point? And now, and then the finish was Rollins came out, interfered in the match, cost Cena the title. The announce team, by the way, it was redonkulously stupid. Okay, Lawler, Cole, and JBL, you need to find your places real freaking quick because I am so sick and tired of the fact that Jerry Lawler is supposed to be like the comical jester of the group and JBL's the heel announcer. Okay, well, then if you're the heel announcer, okay, then you need to side with the heel. I am so sick of having three guys sitting there constantly tell me how I need to be praising John Cena to be put in PG terms. Mm. I save colorful language for home, not for the internet. Um, just unbelievable. The fact that they had to have this clown do his standing fireman's carry 4 times just to have the match end in a disqualification, and then Cena comes out tonight on Raw and says, "I had the match beat until Rollins came out. I was gonna win." I'm like, were you in the same room as everybody else, dude? Yeah, right. Lesnar was about ready to get up and put his fist down your throat, dude. It was like no, what it was a bunch of collective crybaby antics. It was just him and Vince's office crying about how he didn't want to get demolished again. There was a way to do it differently. They could have had him go back and forth, but again, Lesnar, like the last few minutes of the match, would have completely just overly dominated Cena, and then again have him go over clean, or at least, or even have Paul Heyman interfere and cost Cena the match. That would have been better. You wouldn't have really hurt Lesnar's credibility. You just would have it would have made like, oh well, there's a way to get to him, and it's through Heyman or something like that. But to completely throw that all away just to let him have his 15 minutes with Lesnar where he's basically allowing to get the last word in edgewise, and that's what it was. It was a statement. And then to have the finish end on really weak like that, just to have Cena chase this guy off after he allegedly cashed in, that irritated me. Okay? The company would be much better without this guy. If you are a fan of John Cena, I do sincerely apologize. You are a fan of what he is and what he represents. I am not. I you know, this isn't an attack on you. This is just my opinion. That's how Night of Champions could have been much better. So yeah, my apologies for not putting the Mark Henry Rusev result on the reaction video, but in all honesty, it really wouldn't have mattered because it wasn't that long of a match. It was a very slow match. The wrestling was very poor on both ends, more on Henry's end, but I think that's just age and size, really kind of working against him. But yeah, that's a little bit of my in-depth reason as to why I'm not. It could have been Night of Champions could have been so much better. The match would have the night could have gone up to an easy a B plus A minus ranking had the ending been better, but it wasn't. So all I can do is just say, okay, let's move forward, and we'll see what happens at Hell in a Cell next month. I will see you in about several weeks for my predictions video for Hell in a Cell, and until then, I will see you later.